Welcome to Cypress Creek Adventures. Hey there, welcome to another week of Cypress Creek Adventures. Hope you've been enjoying these videos. So this week I want to talk about repurposing some old metal files, and we'll turn one of these or both of them into a real nice knife like I made here once before. So let's get right to it, and we'll go step by step. Okay, we're out here at the outdoor workspace where we did the axe and I do a lot of my projects. So I wanted to show you this knife up close. And even after you get done, you can still see the file, but when you run your fingers over it, it's very smooth. And so I made this one a while back, and I thought it was kind of cool. It didn't turn out quite as well as I wanted. So I thought I'd make another one, and maybe we'll make two. I have these two old files here. They're just kind of worn and rusty, and I got the smaller one here. We can make a really thin blade out of this. Now, because we don't have a forge or torches or anything else, we'll take and cut these out, and then we'll have to temper them. And when we get to that process, we'll go over that in detail. Okay, I got the file here in the vise, and now we're going to take the small grinder and we're going to clean off all this rust and take all the teeth off and get this smoothed down on both sides and all four. And then when we get done that, then we'll decide the shape and the length of the knife that we want to make. We're going to do that on both this bigger one and the smaller one. And so I'll get these cleaned up, and then we'll look at the next step. So you can see that got these cleaned up. I marked these out just to kind of get an idea of what I wanted to do. I kind of like this little thin one here. Maybe I'll make a slicer knife out of this because it's so thin, and just keep it long and just curve this so you'd have all this surface here to slice with. Slice meat for jerky or anything like that. Because this blade's pretty thin, we're going to grind this down a little thinner. And then this next one, I didn't want a knife that long, so we'll make something similar to what I did before. But I brought these up here on the tang up here that goes into the handle. I extended those. This one had a nice long piece on, which will help because a slicer, you know, we need to make long strokes. So we'll notch those out and clean these up, and then that'll be inside the handle when we make our handles. I don't know that I'll do another one with deer antler. It was very difficult and it's hard to get a right shape, but this one fits pretty good. So we'll take the grinder and cut these out, and then we'll be back. Alright, so now I got these cut out, rough cut, and got the basic shape. So then I'll take the little grinder and go across here and get this all smoothed up and get this cleaned up. And this knife here, I'm going to take this down from about here to this edge and get this real thin, because I want to make a slicer out of this. And after you've butchered a deer, or you have meat, big pieces of meat that you've acquired from a store, you know, you can break it down into smaller pieces, and these two knives would probably be okay for that. This is just kind of just a fun knife. This is more of a practical knife. So we'll get these cleaned up and get the shape, and then we'll be back. Okay, I got these kind of shaped up the way I want them. I'm still going to do a little bit of changing here. I kind of like how this is working out here, but I need to mirror this side with this side a little bit more, and maybe bring this down just a little bit, this hump right here. But now I'm going to go ahead and get the bench grinder out, and we'll start cutting these back and putting an edge on each one. And then we'll go back and clean them up some more, and then we'll be ready to do the temper. Okay, this is my bench grinder that I have. It's just a yard sale special, but it's been very good to me. But what I wanted to show is the last time I used this wheel, I had smoothed up some aluminum. So, you know, I have aluminum spots all over my wheels, and on both sides. I forget what it was, but we have this tool that we use, and it's called a dressing tool, and it has these little wheels on here, and what it does, it chips all this off. And you turn the grinder on, and then you hold this wheel up against the stone and go across here like this, and it dresses the front of the stone. You know, same as if you've used it in you know, sharpening mower blades and such. After a while, this will get smooth across here, and you can take this dressing wheel and go right across here. You only got to go across a few strokes, turn it off, see what your progress is. You can get these things anywhere. I think this is a Harbor Freight special right here, but it works very well, and that way you get the full efficiency of the cut. Everywhere these are, it won't cut anything because it's all clogged up. So I'll do this before I start, and then we'll start shaping up these two knife blades. I'm going to take this dressing wheel and run over these stones. Okay, as you can see, could take them and just kind of be methodical about taking this back. And it takes a little while. Certainly not going to film this whole thing, but to get both of these down to where they have a nice edge on them. Then we'll be back for the next step. Okay, so now I got these blades pretty much finished up. They could use a little bit of more sharpening, but do that after you do the next step. I think they're kind of cool looking. To start out with a file, and we ended up with these two knives right here. So we'll take these in the house, and we got to put these in the oven and do the tempering process. Okay, so now we're in the kitchen, and we're going to use this little toaster oven of mine in the kitchen. I've got this thing set as high as it'll go. Looks like 450. And what we're going to do is we're going to temper this steel. Now, files are very hard, and if you actually took a hammer and beat on this, you could break it right in half. So what it'll do, it'll help to stabilize the metal. And the second thing is most important is when we go to sharpen these the last time, that they'll hold a really sharp edge. And the way they are now, they probably wouldn't stay sharp very long when you started using them. So we'll put it in this toaster oven here, and we're going to leave it in the oven for an hour. And then we're going to take it out, and then we're going to let them cool till they're cold, and we'll do that 3 times. And then the last time that we do it, then we'll shine them back up, and then we'll be ready for our handles. You can see that after 3 cycles we get this golden color from being cold and then cooking it for an hour and run it for 3 cycles. It took about 4 hours to do that, to do the tempering. And so now we'll take and clean these up and shine them up. And then the next thing we'll do is make our handles and sharpen these and shine them up for the last time. And then they'll be completed. Well, the knife project turned out very nicely, and I was pleased. We'll finish up next week and put some handles on them and make those from scratch, and put something nice on there and make them look real nice and finished off. So, well, thanks for watching. And please subscribe to my channel and like and share. And I appreciate you watching. And God bless.